everyone, and welcome to one of my scrapbook page videos. I am using an 8x8 inch page, which is cut down from an A4, using some blender pens, some cardstock, the citrus bloom stamp set as well. So we're going to create, and I apologise, this is a bit squished up in my video today, but I am going to start by creating a pocket, and the pocket is going to sit behind the rest of the layout to allow for a tag for journaling, which I won't share on here, but you will get the idea. So basically I have cut a strip about 2 centimetres, so not quite an inch wide, and scored it down the middle, and then I have just folded those in half and burnished them with my bone folder, and I'm creating basically the slides or the element to create the pocket on the back. So you don't want it actually showing on the front. So I have done it for the 2 longer sides and the end of the pocket, and the end I just literally cut the same length and then measured it out when I went to use it. You're not going to actually see any of this underneath, but it's nice to have a matching coloured cardstock for it anyway. So to create that, I'm going to put it on my page. I'm just going to use glue. You can use double-sided tape for this. I'm a glue girl these days, so that's what I'm going to use, and I was just really careful that it didn't move around, and I gave it time to dry. So I just popped it on my page where I wanted it, and you kind of have to backward plan how your page is going to turn out so you can actually put this underneath everything else. So I'm not going to give specific measurements for this one. I have used the Lay Shops DSP for this, which is retiring very, very soon. And I am using some dimensional dots to add so that it sits sort of more flush, because that pocket sits up slightly. And then that creates the base. So I have cut a square, I guess you could say, a hollow square in the black and then the grey pebbled look DSP from that same set, and I'm going to sort of offset them to create a frame. I wanted a real focal point for this layout. And then I have used this fabulous die. It's the large die from the Citrus Blooms bundle, and the leaves have just enough to put one of the mini dimensional dots on a few of them, so it will sit up slightly. And I did want this sitting up because I'm going to add photo and other elements to it. I'm probably just collecting a few things here at the moment. Okay, so let's add a few more dots to that before we add it to the page. And this is just, like I said, to sit it up so that you can add elements that sit behind it afterwards, if that makes sense. I just find this easier because I get the photo in exactly the right spot. If I try to put the photo down first, I generally can't get it in the right spot. So layering right there. So you do end up with that yellow strip of DSP as a focal element on your page. So yes, this layout is a bit about me. It's a bit of a check-in on me, mental health, and just coping with life in general. So the journaling, that's why I'm not sharing it, is quite personal. But I've just got a mini black and white photo that I have taken recently, and just adding that, so you can see me tucking that behind some of those leafy kind of elements and making sure that it's stuck right down. And to add a little bit of extra white space, I guess you could say, I'm challenging myself lately to use a lot more white on my cards and of course my scrapbook pages as well. So I've gone back in with some of those smaller die cuts just out of basic white, and popping those randomly around the frame just to break it up a little bit, I guess. So you can see me adding the glue to the back and then just tucking it so it sort of is anchored underneath and looks like it is actually coming out of that frame. I did play with this a little bit, several times actually, and don't know whether I will add it or not. You'll see that I've popped it to one side because I couldn't decide. But I am going to show you the rest of the elements I'm going to add to my page. So I have started already on using the stamping blends. I've used a combination of Calypso Coral, I think that first one was Daffodil Delight, Pumpkin Pie, Lemon Lime Twist, and Granny Apple Green. You'll see me colour. This is probably not my most perfect of colouring, but I wanted to add the orange element into this. The citrus stamp set really did speak to me when I got it on stage, and it really has continued to push me forward in creating all different sorts of things with it. And I've really enjoyed colouring this particular image. So you'll see some of my techniques. I do use the already stamped shadowing that is on the image to help me put in some of the dark elements. And then I do go over the whole lot for the last time with that one lighter blender pen, and that's just so that everything will go a lot more smoothly, like it'll blend a lot more smoothly. And then I just use that same pen to go back over the same spots that need to be darker a few times, and it blends beautifully that way. I have used mainly Granny Apple Green, but I did use the Lemon Lime Twist just to give that sort of yellow green, which leaves tend to get, especially citrus leaves, as they start to fruit. I know my navel orange at the moment is almost ready for picking, and those little white leaves have that sort of almost yellow centre, which is why I have used that Daffodil Delight on the centre of those as well. So the Lemon Lime Twist just gives that little bit of brightness, I guess. Granny Apple Green, whilst it is a bright colour, can be a little dull when it's just used on its own in colouring. I'm glad I put this in fast forward for you, so I'm not boring you too much, but you can see the way I do go over everything with a lighter blender pen at the end, just so that the Stampin' Blends do blend really well. And I just add that extra little bit if I want it just that touch bit darker in certain spots. And I get a little bit fussy, so I have to tell myself, just leave it alone, let it be done. Now I have cut out some little black, I guess basic black letters. This is for part of my title. It's the word me. And you'll see that I'm just layering several on top of each other. I think I've got 4, I think I did in the end, where I just sort of glue them together, pick it up, sort of make sure that the edges are all lined up, and then just give it a second to dry. This just gives that little bit of extra dimension to your title on the page. It's not probably noticeable when you're looking at photos and video, but it is more noticeable when you are looking at the page in real life. So I did lose a few letters, so I had to go back and grab them, and then I did adhere them together as well. So this is me just putting the final touches on this. You can see that the orange image that I have coloured in, I'm going to pop some dimensionals on it so that it sits flush. Remember, I've got several layers there already, and some are already on dimensionals. So you've got to add the extra layer so it actually will sit. And after that, I added the glue just so that I didn't get glue everywhere whilst I was trying to position it into place. So I'm still undecided as to this side piece, but I've left it there for the moment, that basic grey leafy part. But I am going to go in with my smoky slate and just add a couple of these little square dots, I guess you could call them, onto my tag, and then matte my tag with basic black. So I haven't added too much on my tag because, again, I'll go back and do some journaling later. I did use a sentiment from the stamp set, just checking in, and that's a part of my title. So being an 8x8 scrapbook page, you don't need huge titles. You don't need, you can use a lot of your sentiments or words from your sentiments from your normal stamp sets. So I'm going to use my trusty Crocodile, which is many, many, many years old, to just put a small hole into it and add the silver twine. That's just to give something to hold on to when you're pulling the tag in and out from its sleeve that you've already created on the page. A small bow, but of course, being the metallic twine, it won't stay tied up. So I have used a glue dot just underneath it to hold it in place so that that will actually stay tied, basically, even though you're using it to pull in and out all the time. I am adding a photo of, and you can see one of my secret pleasures there is Starbucks coffee. So that is going onto my journaling tag, and I do play with this a little bit. So it is a bit tricky for the very first time getting it in, mainly because you just want to be able to lift that front part or the opening of that pocket. And once you've got that sliding in, you're not usually going to take it out. And once you've slid it in and out several times, it's much easier. So just finishing off some of my title element, just checking in me. I'm just cutting that out by hand and adding some of the angled ends of it to give a bit of interest, and using more dimensional dots. There's a lot of dimensional dots on this one. It is the one thing about scrapbook pages, they do have a bit of dimension to them, and I try to keep them flatter if I can. This is a much easier size to store than the 12 by 12, and many, many years ago when my children were young, I did do a lot of 12 by 12, and now I just have big albums and boxes that I've got to try to store somewhere because they don't seem to even fit well on some shelves that I've got, so that makes it a bit tricky. I'm almost finished here. I did take that leafy element away from the sleeve. I'm undecided as to what I want to do with that. So here it is pretty much. This is my final page. I've tried to keep it simple. I don't know that I'll add that. I think I'm going to leave it as it is. But thanks for joining me very much. I hope this inspires you to use your stamp sets on a slightly smaller scrapbooking page, and maybe to do something about you, because we don't tend to do that. So I will be adding a few more on my channel, so make sure you subscribe. Please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from all of you. Thanks very much.